last week too. It's just that it was actually this week and not me though. We'll all take turns of killing this bit. We should just stay away from the early ones. I think that's the motto here from now on. But I'm having a look already, and for the next bet, for a roller, and forgive me for being, but that Frosinone game, Salernitana, is not going to end 0-0. Oh, this is 1-0 by the way. The Dortmund game is 1-0 now.
Really, they already scored.
Yeah.
That's insane how quick that turned around.
And that's how quickly my bet was in.
Nice when that happens. You're looking at it and going, fuck's sake, there's an hour gone, no goals. And then it's like bang, bang.
Yeah.
That's it. I'm a genius.
I'm a genius. Never done anything like it in my life. There's definitely going to be a goal in that Frosinone game. Like, there's been, 18 shots on goal? I know Frosinone have had none on target, but like 5 corners against 4 corners,
when you say 18 shots on goal, you don't mean on target.
I mean, only 3 on target out of 18.
Okay, yeah. But you're not actually. Nobody has that game on the background there. Do they just to kind of?
I'm flicking on to it, but I flicked off it. But so I didn't see the last couple of shots, but there's been a few of them right before half time. So before that, it was pretty open.
Really, yeah. You were saying that.
And guess who scored the goal for Dortmund?
Mukoko.
Leave this one.
Mukoko or Emery?
No, it was Mukoko.
Mukoko.
Jeez, that would have been a nice evens. Nice 100 quid on that.
Oh, he might be outside though.
Oh, it's VAR, is it?
No, well, it's still up on Bet365, and I'm about a minute behind, so I'm assuming he's on.
They've given it on live score and put the scorer against it, so usually, because it takes a while for that score to update, so I'd say it's given, but yeah.
I'm hoping you put that on yourself, Gary, to be honest.
No, I set him off online gambling, man.
Oh, that's right.
You knew me taking a break till after Christmas.
Jesus, I'm going to get on your bets because obviously now that you're taking a break from it, everything is going to come in for you.
Well, that's it. There's play ones now. I have a little turf accountant who is in one of the panels here. There's a few last-minute bets if I need them. So haven't fully taken the plunge yet, but
14-1 horses or whatever they were.
I'm still only just about over missing that double last week. Duke and your one.
Yeah,
and I thought you were on it as well. Only realized the next day that you weren't actually on that double.
No, singles. I wasn't on the double.
Yeah, that's the way it sounded. Okay.
That wild game is over, just by the way. That finished not all. So
yeah. Well, can we all get the abuse?
Yeah.
The trainer of my horse. So the trainer of my horse trained the 14-1 shot. But he also had the winner of the last at Dundalk last week. And guess what price that was?
One.
50s.
Oh.
So
was you on that?
I wasn't on it, no. But like he gave an interview and he kind of hinted at it. But after our one kind of ran badly, I was like, I've had the 14-1 shot. I won't get greedy. And just left it off because he had 2 more runners. And
why would he hint at it? I would have thought people in the mix wouldn't be spreading that because they wouldn't want the odds to, they wouldn't want it to be back in.
That's the money's on already.
Yeah, but everything's not free. Like he didn't hint at it that this is definitely going to win. But he was like, it's fit enough, it's going to run well, kind of thing. That way.
Yeah.
I'm sure, if it won at 50-1, it wasn't an absolute banker because you'd see loads of money come for it.
Yeah, the money would have pushed it in anyway.
Yeah, normally for a 50-1 shot, it'd be kind of he needs a drop in grade or whatever. He didn't quite say that, so I don't know whether I would have backed it, but a little frustrating when you see if our horse had won, I had been up to $4,000 or whatever, I definitely would have had a punt off it because it's free money then. But at that stage, it was kind of I'll leave well enough alone and keep the 400 or 500 or whatever I was up from the other two. So, you live and learn.
At those prices, it's always worth just even throwing a few quid on them because the pain when you miss them.
Yeah, you can never really go wrong. All right.
Yeah.
I think your guy just
on the exchange. Sorry, but the odds on that one, PK, that you were saying, the Frosinone, a goal on Bet365 is 3-10. So we're probably talking about 35% return on the exchange, are we?
I've been watching this Dortmund game since, and I'm tempted to say another goal in this one. That's your guy Gary just had another shot on target. I can only imagine how much he was for 2. Oh wait, was it Sancho?
Your man was around 3 or 4 to 1 for 2 shots.
Jesus. It's 1.6 on the exchange for another goal in Germany.
Oh,
that seems like a huge amount.
Oh. I mean, it's enough for me to get involved personally. I don't. This is a group.
We put profit on it.
I think we go for it. It's our headline game.
Yeah, you're right. So for anyone watching us on live, we're going to roll out 126, 46, which is a 100 on at 1.27. Let me get this on first, somebody else can explain it.
Yeah, so we started off again with 100, and our first bet was just any goal in that Union Berlin Dortmund game, which we backed at half time. So that's why the odds for 1.27 came in relatively quickly. It's now 1-1, and we're going to roll the full 126, whatever it is.
Minus our 2% commission. That's why it's 126 something.
A little under 127. So, yeah, we're going to put that 126 on another goal on PK's advice. And what did you say? That's at 1.6 or something. So, I mean, that would be
the odds are actually plummeting on this. I can't get on. Actually, they've gone back up. We're matched at 1.6. So we got 126 spot 46 on at 1.6 to take 75.88 profit.
We'll be up to over 200.
Yeah. And if we time it right, if the goal comes quickly, we'll be straight on to the Frosinone game.
Absolutely, on to the Frosinone game. The shots in that are crazy.
I'm actually, on BetFair, it just shows you half time. And the chances are unbelievable, man. Every one of those corners produced a pretty reasonable chance.
And there's been loads of corners too. Remember, Gary, I said that for more than 3 more corners, it seems like a big price.
Yeah, that's it already.
5 corners since half time.
Jesus.
Just looking at my sheet from Wednesday night, I know I advised both teams to score, but I did the draw on both teams to score at 9-2. And I advised that, and then I did drawing over 2.5 at 11-1. And I think a 2-all draw is a good chance here. I definitely think it's going to be a
1-all draw, PK, anyway.
Huh?
Hopefully it's not the 1-all draw anyway. No, both teams to score.
But I'm just saying, like, it seemed like this was a shoe-in for both teams to score, so 4-6 was a great price.
Yeah, very nice.
They actually suggested the double of the draws in those Dutch games. I mean, it's only half time, but they're 1-all and 0-all. So, yeah, you'd be on course for that. It was, I think, 12-1 for the double there. I didn't bloody get on it myself, but
any of our more regular viewers will know that even though we realise draws are probably a statistically more profitable market, they make for very unentertaining bets, especially in our long year. So we tend to not back them because there's not a huge amount you can actually cheer for.
They're the shame bets, the one you come out after time and about, like, I actually had the draw on that.
That's actually the way we should approach them, though. Just mention them on our Wednesday preview stream, and then just not talk about it again until full time. Just be like, yeah, that one ended a draw. You can look back. I said draw. It's a draw.
Start the bet along at like 10:30 when the bets are all over. Celebrate.
I mean, if we'd done a bet or a draw in the first game in this bet along, we'd be looking at a healthy looking cash out right now. Where's Mark Lee so we can abuse him?
Also, just tomorrow, Liam, I might have to call on your services because there's a few tasty prices in the shots on target market in the Premier League tomorrow.
Do it. You're already caving on this online account.
Well, like, he's moving it from his dodgy account to my dodgy account. Yeah,
it's not me. I'm just giving it to Liam as advice, and then send them money.
And then he's going to give it to you as
something with that advice to it.
Yeah, here's 10 times your money, Gary, because I profited from that shots on target accumulator.
Well, first off, let me tell you about this, right? I went to Paddy Power last week on Sunday, right? To do a bet on the All Ireland hurling, right? So I went in and I wrote it out. Basically, I was doing Waterford to win, and then a few NFL teams. So I put on it like All Ireland, Waterford to win, or 5-2 or something like that. NFL, wrote the teams, went up to the desk to hand it in. And the woman behind the counter was like, I can't take that bet. I was like, it's only like 15 quid a like, you know, like it's not even putting mad money. And she was like, no, I don't understand it. And I was like, you don't need to understand it. It's my money, like, you know. And she was like, yeah, but I can't take it off you. I was like, why? She was like, I don't understand the market. I was like, it's an Irish bookie. Like, you're backing on the All Ireland final. So I had the lead. You know the way in Lewisham, there's 2 Paddy Powers.
Yeah.
So I was in the one down kind of beside the shopping centre, down kind of where your estate agent would have been, Liam.
That's a great bookies.
Yeah, I know, but it was just closest to where I was. We were like down there shopping. And I had to go up to the other one, up the other end of the high street to put it on. So like I walked in and it took me 25 seconds in the other shop to go in and put my bets on. And I had like fucking 15 minutes of arguing with the other one down the road. So one of them, the boy got onto that. One of my other bets was shots on target. And she was saying, no, I can't do them either in shop because I was writing out like shots on target. So your man took it off me. So I might be able to do it. I'm going to go down and check with them tomorrow to make sure that.
That's nonsense. Online only markets like that.
I know, yeah.
That's the thing with bookies, and we talked about it last week or 2 weeks ago. With Lee sent on the guy with the wrong odds. Like they're the things that would put you off them. Like why would they have? Like if it's a fair price and it's available online, then it should be available in shop or vice versa. It's just. They're kind of scoundrels, really, when they start that carry on.
Yeah, it's just they know they get it back online, they mightn't in shop. But
Mukoko just had another shot on target there.
Who?
So we're on this game, right?
That trees had now.
I think so.
Three since half time, yeah.
We could do it and popping up with another goal, to be honest.
Well, we need a goal, but it's good that there's like. It is nearly all Dortmund now as well, though. But I don't care who scores, really, right?
Yeah, exactly. No. That's what we just want to go.
Do.
But on the 2 shots on target market tomorrow, I was looking at it. So, like, Danny Ings is 7-2.
It's gone suspended. Hold on. Union Berlin. Sorry, we'll come back to Danny Ings. Oh no, suspended, gone. Sure. Sorry, Gary. Go ahead.
Gary.
Danny Ings is 7-2 for 2 shots on target. Now they're playing City, but they're at home. And like we backed him last week, Liam, and he was in after like 15 minutes. So I know, like, obviously it's Man City and they won't have as much of the ball and things like that. But Southampton have been informed. So they went 2-0 up against United at home. I just think 7-2 is a massive price in a market like that for a striker. Aubameyang, after scoring a goal midweek, is 6-4, and Callum Wilson again. Like I think Newcastle are at home to Fulham tomorrow, and he's 23-10 for 2 shots on target. I have Sadio Mane in there as well, but for that fourfold of Mane, Ings, Aubameyang, and Wilson, it's 92-1.
Jeez, that's some price.
Wow.
And like it's going to take a lot for it to come off, but I think it should be about 40-1, not 90-1, like, you know.
Yeah.
So, let me have a look at tomorrow's fixtures.
Yeah, so I was actually looking. So again, for anyone who's watching, we run a 5 scorers competition, which Slats has explained pretty succinctly in one of our previous shows. I won't try and copy that, but
don't ask me to try and copy it.
Yeah, there's a huge pot tomorrow, and I was looking at it today, and I was just thinking, I'm not going to base it on the odds, but I was just going to go in and see who the favourite is in all those games, and I actually came across Ings. I couldn't believe his price. So it's a very, very high one. So remember we'd spoken, is the shots on target market a sort of derivative of the goals market, or how is that calculated?
Yeah, if City don't concede many, does that mean, if they don't concede many goals, does that mean they also don't?
Yeah, that's the thing. Like, there's no way an informed striker for the home team should be 7-2 to have 2 shots.
I mean, I guess, you were mentioning, Gary, with reduced possession, like they're not going to have as much possession, so therefore they're not going to build as many attacks from it and create as many chances to get as many shots on target. But
Yeah, it's
With the
hard to
corners,
score.
corners, like tame free kicks into the, just over the wall, and the keeper catches it without moving an inch. Like, they all count. It's such a bizarre one.
Yeah, I think there's some value there. Like, sometimes you look at it and you're like, there's absolutely no value there. But tomorrow there looks to be value. I think the Aubameyang one might be dodgy because it depends what Arsenal turn up. But he's kind of a streaky player in that.
But even when he's not been scoring, like the last match Arsenal had where Xhaka got sent off against Wolves every time, but whoever they were playing.
Burnley, wasn't it?
Burnley, yeah. Aubameyang had 2 shots on target in that match before Arsenal imploded. They were terrible shots and they were never going in. But one was just a header from the 6-yard line into the keeper's hands, and the other one was the other one he kind of leans back and tries to put it up into the corner, and again the keeper just caught it. So, even when he's not playing well, he's going to get a shot on target. So, yeah. I do think that, like we were kind of hinting at, that there's more to it than just a statistical table of how often these guys have shots. So,
Gary, you have access to these odds. I don't. What odds is Christian Benteke for a shot on target tomorrow?
Do you know what? I was actually looking at that, and he's not priced up for some reason. So I have to look in and see, is he injured?
Disgusting.
Yeah, because I didn't see him in the top, and I was like,
oh,
they're going to be an angle here, but I think he could be injured.
He got a red card and he's suspended.
Yeah, that's what it was. He got a red card. Yeah.
Shit.
I think he got a red card.
And what odds is Calvert-Lewin 2+? Because Arsenal are shit.
He's 13 to score.
Yeah, he's 8 to 11, 2 shots on target, 2+ shots on target.
Still an alright price for something that's, I reckon, is a good chance.
Yeah.
But the funny thing with the opposite of Arsenal,
I think we're
in that PK, like I've watched most of Arsenal's shit results, they're nearly conceding from every shot on target. So they're not conceding 5 or 6 shots a game. They're conceding 2 and leaving it to
concede minimum of 2 tomorrow. Is that what you're saying?
I think what you're saying is that you'd be better off backing him for a goal than backing him for a shot, right?
Mm-hmm.
So one goal.
If he's going to get in on goal, he'll probably end up scoring. So there's
he's 1 to 9 for 1 shot on target, so.
He tends to get a lot of flicks though, near post flicks that have no power in them. That get saved a lot. Like, I'd be interested to see his stats, but when I've watched him this season, he just tends to get nip in front of defenders and get damn all on the ball, and they're not really powerful shots, but they'd still be considered shots on target, right?
Yeah, so, that could be something of our next stats corner, Gareth. Players' shots to goals ratios, and see that reflected in the shots on target odds.
Definitely look into it while we consider that this new market has a bit of added value in it.
Yeah, potential value anyway.
Yeah, there's definitely.
I'm going to agree. I'm looking up Calvert-Lewin stats here for you, PK. But I was saying
Richarlison. Berlin just scored.
Yes.
No.
Sweet.
Did they?
Yeah.
Yoo-hoo!
2-1.
PK, I couldn't replicate that sound if my life depended on it. It was fantastic.
You're not going to like this, but Dortmund have been all over them. I'm going to take a personal one on this one, and I'm going to take another goal in this game again.
Yeah, I'd be more inclined to get on the Frosinone game for a goal.
Yeah, we have to.
Oh no! I'm definitely not advising that with only just over 10 minutes left.
We've won for 2 goals in that match. You don't want to just keep chasing until you run out of luck.
Like we did with Lukaku, just chased him into the ground.
Yeah, well, we only needed 2 more there. I guarantee you'll do it the next one. And you know what? I had a bad feeling about the Napoli game as well, just because it was a kind of top of the table clash, or toward the top of the table. But
that's actually something else that we've seen a few pre-kickoff odd drifts in the Serie A, and they've all gone against us. 2 of them definitely Atalanta, and then this one, and there was another one as well to do with Inter that are just, if the odds move like that 20 minutes before kickoff, I think we should use it as a red flag from now on.
Yeah, no harm. Patience is always a good thing in gambling.
Berlin have scored both their goals from corners too, Union Berlin. So Dortmund aren't great at defending them by the looks of things.
Trust Berlin to win the week. We haven't tipped them up at a massive price.
This is going to end 2-all. Betcha.
But PK, I looked
It has that feel about it.
Sorry, so let's go ahead.
Sorry, I was just agreeing with PK. It has that feel about it that it's going to finish a draw. They've both been going at it. They've both been scoring. I don't know. I could see 2-all. All right.
Yeah. It's just, would you put the pot on it is the question.
No.
For a roller, to be honest, I just wouldn't roll on the same game 3 times. I just think
no. And it's way too risky with the time left. I'm just saying that this is going to be all Dortmund now, and I would not be anyway surprised.
So, Calvert-Lewin stats, PK. He's played 13 games this season. Scored 11 goals.
Mm-hmm.
So he's averaging 0.85 goals a game. Has had 40 shots in those games. So just over 3 shots a game. And he's got a 57% shooting accuracy. So 23 of his 40 shots have been on target. So he's just under 2 a game on target. And just
so
over
the odds would take that. Well, no, the odds side, yeah.
But like, 40 total shots surprised me. I didn't think it'd be that many,
Yeah, and even like I said, the couple of games that I've seen him in this season, a couple of them have been trickly ones, just where he's got a toe poke in front of the defender, and it would be counted as the shot on target,
Yeah.
But that's what I mean when you're playing against a defense like Arsenal now, where he's going to be, they're going to and he's surprisingly good in the air too. I think an 8-11 for 2+ is probably worth throwing into an accumulator if you have that market available to you too.
Yeah, but I think if you look at Richarlison, he's not Calvert-Lewin is the bet if you're having a big bet. I think the one for Anaka to kind of get juice it up is Richarlison, because he's 21-10, but he's taking penalties and things like that, So
no, Sigurdsson's been starting. No, Sigurdsson takes the penalties when he starts, right?
Well, maybe.
That's
but didn't Richarlison score last week as well?
He did score. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, he did. So is that for 1 or 2, Gary? 2, yeah.
21-10 for 2, 4-11 for 1, 7-1 for 3, 25-1 for 4. But I think you're getting into dream territory when you're looking for a 25-1 shot. But we can all dream.
We can all dream is absolutely true. So are we rolling on to this? Let me just take a quick look at the thing again.
Rosanone. There's only been two additional shots off target so far in the second half, but
it's definitely a much lower second half. That's for sure.
But we're not on it yet, are we? LB?
No.
Right. Let me take a look at the markets here. So
is it worth? So there's the risk if we hold off that we'll miss a goal, but I reckon maybe it's worth that risk to just kind of see if it starts kind of heating back up a bit.
Yeah, I think give it till the hour mark. It's about 53, 54 minutes gone. So give it our 5 or 6 minutes. And
yeah, I mean we might miss the goal, but the odds are always moving in our favour if there isn't one. And we kind of get going at it a bit again.
Anderlecht and Charleroi are 0-0 after 65 minutes, but it looks like a crap game, which is really strange between them two because they're generally pretty attacking-minded teams, right?
Oh, no, there's nearly a penalty in this one in the Frosinone.
What's nearly a penalty?
Should have been a penalty, but not given by the ref.
Oh, it's Serie B, so no VAR, no?
Oh.
Yuck. Well, not that we wanted anyway yet.
Geez, Montpellier are nearly in here for another try, just at the start of the second half of this game. Not going as I was expecting from 12-0 to Wasps against 14 players.
No. Again, though, not that we expected it, but just red cards. Just if you haven't already backed the game, just don't jump on after a red card.
It just changes the dynamic of the game, doesn't it?
Yeah, like in something like this, I mean, if Montpellier go on to win, you'll say that they all kind of lifted their game because they were down. That sort of thing does happen. The mentality of the game, Wasps start kind of panicking because they should be winning. They're actually in for a try here. They're gonna take the lead because it's under the post, so they're gonna be leading this 14-12. away with 14.
Well, like the 16.5 is gone. There's no way that you cover that now.
Don't see that happening.
Still hopeful in it though.
Yeah, I'm still hopeful.
I was just taking a look at some stats, and I was going to suggest the Maastricht Dordrecht game at 2-7 in in Holland, and they literally just scored.
Oh, should I see that? Yeah, there was a goal in each of those games just a minute ago.
Yeah, I would be hopeful of another goal in that game, but
does the K in PK stand for After Time King? Because they always tell it it's after the win, PK.
The AK.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So on Frosinone Salernitana, the basically 65% of their games end in goals, and 80% of Salernitana's away games they've conceded. So be fairly confident of there being a goal in the game.
And from what I've been watching, it's been like Frosinone, like even though there's not been any shots in the last little bit, Frosinone have had all the play. So I'm looking at it here, they just spurned an awful counter-attacking chance. 5-on-3 at wrongly given as offside. And then hit the crossbar.
Frosinone seem to be a kind of a bad first half team. So they've only been leading 17% of the time in the first half, but they've been losing 33% of the time. So they seem to pick things up in the second half.
Yeah, the way the game started, I was looking at the stats, and they were being dominated. They had no shots themselves and had 6 shots against them with 3 on target. So, I
would actually
really
be drifting towards a Frosinone win here.
I'll take a goal if that's what the route we're going down, though.
Oh man, they actually had some chances there. The counter-attack, and then they hit the crossbar. How he hit the crossbar, I don't know.
About 1-2 now for a goal, is it?
Must be.
Yeah. Let me check it there.
Well, I support either a goal in the game or a Frosinone win, or I'd be happy enough with a double of Preston and Frosinone, just one more goal.
So a goal is 1.53. Frosinone are 2.62. So
the thing is, like, if we go for a goal and Frosinone win, we'll still be happy, right?
Yeah.
I mean, we'll be a fifth of as happy as we would have been.
kind of like with the 1.3 and the even money, we were happy, but we could have been happier. That little girly squeal out of PK could have been a whole lot louder.
Girly squeal. Come on.
It was a joyous.
Yeah, exactly. Sorry that I get high pitched when I'm happy. Right?
Okay. I don't mind. Yeah, I mean, just looking at the stats, it doesn't look like Frosinone are dominating that much, and they haven't hit the target yet. But if you want to go for the win, I'll back it. But
I mean, I'm okay with the goal as well. I mean, we don't want to. We got to put us up over 300, which wouldn't be a bad return.
Wait, what? How much are we on now?
282.
No, we couldn't be on 282.
Put 126 on to win 77 profit.
Yeah. So 126 plus 77
puts us near 200, right?
As I said, 282 cent. Apologies, that might not have been clear. 200.
Incredibly unfair.
Yeah.
Oh,
how could you not think we're on 200? We're obviously on 200 and something.
Yeah, I was like, what are you talking about? Are you on about after we win this next bet? Because that's just ludicrous.
Yeah, 282 pennies.
Are very confident.
Okay, yeah, and it'll put us up to 300. I mean, that'd be a pretty decent return for a night's work.
Oh, considering it took us like the first time we did this roller, it took us like 2 weeks to get up 200 quid from 100 album. Yeah. Anytime you make 200% return on investment, I think is a good fucking time.
Suspended.
Are you used?
Not suspended here for me on Bet365, but no.
Literally, like, can someone take that job away from him?
I mean, I literally don't want it. By all means, somebody else can do it.
It is an unwanted job.
LB, can we do a double? No, we probably can't do it
Because
because we're doing it on the
yeah, but you
exchange.
can,
We could do, yeah. What's the other half of the double, Gary?
I think there's going to be another goal in the Preston game.
Okay, sportsbook it is. So what am I doing? In play.
so you just lose that edge, the odds on your first bet, you know, on both bets, like. But I don't know.
Sometimes the other thing lets you do multiples. No,
Gary,
not on the market.
Only kind of predetermined ones, though.
Judging by the stats, because Bristol City have done nothing.
But they're starting to come back into it. They just had a corner there and hit the shot. Got a shot on target from it.
I'm happy to go with the double. I just think we need to get on fast. Like I can feel like
Someone call it now because they're both lined up here.
Go for it.
Do the double. I think Gary's going to have some in online luck, given he's not gambling online. So happy to throw it in. What is it for another goal there?
1 to
Same,
3.
about 1 to 2.
1 to
The double pays even money. It's 2 to 5 on the sports book, and 1 to 2.
Right.
Do it.
Go for it.
I mean, we're going to get some sweat in the next half hour now.
Okay, we're on. So over 2.5 in the Preston, 1.5 in the Preston game, and 0.5.
1.5. Yeah.
Okay, that's on.
Sweet.
And
our on goals.
An instant 40% loss in the value of our stake. So that's the sports book edge for you.
What was I going to say? Wasps got another try there, so they're back up 19-14 again. 30 minutes to go. So our 8-point handicap is back on track there, I think. But it's such an open game. It's such, like, Montpellier are giving it such a go that it'll actually be close enough to that 8 points. It's just whether Montpellier maybe tire a bit, or if Wasps score again, that they might drop the heads a bit. But it's not my primary focus now that we've 200 quid riding on an even money shot.
I'm just trying to get the Preston game up on screen here now.
I thought you were watching it the way you were saying you're expecting another goal.
I was just watching the stats.
I already regret we did just back for only.
Immediately.
You mean just the Frosinone game, or actually just back them for the win?
No, just the goal.
Yeah.
I thought Gary was actually watching that Preston game.
No, I was watching the stats tick along. Like,
yeah, the stats
don't
are
worry,
never.
Lads. I won't let you down. Promise.
I
pay the 200 quid if it loses.
If either part of it loses.
No.
Aston Villa not an awful big price against West Brom. At nearly even money, 19 to 20 is what I'm seeing here.
The only thing is that, like, Big Sam will come in and stick 10 at the back, like.
Yeah. Still, though, I just think there's only so much pressure teams can absorb. Aston Villa haven't been bad.
We're just not awarded the most obvious handball I've seen all season.
For penalty?
Yeah, handball out, like hand it out to the side and effectively caught it and then dropped it away from the striker.
True.
Yeah. So hopefully that injustice will mean they go on to lose now. By at least a goal.
If we've anything to be a bit happy about, that Berlin game looks like it's going to finish 2-1. There's like 10 seconds left in injury time, and it's still 2-1.
Oh well, a little bit of money on that, but
glad we didn't get greedy there.
No, I was never advising it with 10 minutes to go. It's just a personal aspect on that one.
Oh no, I know.
Did you go on a PK?
I put a small bit on, like it was just
nothing major, thankfully.
Oh no. I never put too much major on these. It just depends on how confident I am. But like with 10 minutes left, you can only be so confident.
Oh, there's a fight after breaking out now in the Frosinone game.
Hit him.
It's suspended on Bet365. Is that because of the fight?
Yeah.
Red cards everywhere.
Don't want that.
A lot of these Italian hand gestures of praying going on. So someone is worried anyway that his night's about to end early.
Really?
The away record is very good.
It's back from being suspended anyway.
Yeah, what price did you say were for 19 to 10, 20?
Yeah. And
Yeah, it might be.
Well, West Brom
myself.
West Brom are brutal at home. Like they play tight, obviously, but they lost their last home game. They lost 5-1 to Crystal Palace. Although they are off the back of a draw against City, but I think that Village sacking was it's one of the worst things I've ever heard.
Yeah, it's shocking, all right.
I mean, he's working with basically nothing there. Like, I mean, it's ridiculous.
He's been very unlucky, Billy. Some of his dismissals, I think.
Yeah, he did a good job of even with that squad to bring them up. Really, like,
yeah, he got a bit of a raw deal at West Ham, and then he's got an even worse raw deal at West Brom. Like.
Yeah.
I mean,
so for anybody watching, we've got an in-play double at the minute. So it's Preston North End, Bristol City. Got a second goal in that, and then any goal in the Frosinone Salernitana game. That's 0-0 at the minute, and a little bit of fisticuffs going on there. But we've got our rolling bank, so it's bet 3. So 282 cents is gone on to bring us up to actually 420 if both of those goals come in. So a lot of value out there at the minute. So that's what our in-play action is right now.
Yeah, could do one of them coming in like pretty soon, just so we've the other to focus our positive energy on.
Yeah, I mean, that's...
You know the way it is. If both of them get into the last 10 minutes and you're still waiting for a goal in each, you start kind of losing hope of it.
Still half an hour left in Preston, so decent amount of time. Like. No, that's it. I'd be happy if there was a goal.
God, like, I think Frosinone in second half have gone like 8 or 9 shots, and they've been all off target, judging by the stats.
Yeah, but 2 of those have been the woodwork, and then they've been absolutely all over them here.
Yeah, they've had 65% possession as well. It looks like it's one-way traffic, that's for sure.
Yeah, and honestly, Salernitana had a counter-attack that was just brutally hacked down, and then there was also a handball in the box that should have been a penalty. So they could easily be winning, but they are currently under the thumb here. Or under the cosh, I suppose, is the actual phrase.
Thinking of yourself there, RB.
Yeah. Freudians.
Make reference to yourself, but didn't want to. Too easy.
The Preston game is fairly end-to-end. There hasn't been many clear-cut chances, but there's been a lot of kind of huffing and puffing. So
2-0 Maastricht.
Yeah, I saw that. And the other game went to 2-2, so I was hoping my draw double, still had a chance, but can't see Gordic coming back 2 goals now.
Yeah. Bilbao are still 0-0 in Spain too. But
I was looking at that one. There hasn't been a huge amount of chances really. I certainly wouldn't be near it. Like that could, easily end it all.
No, I wouldn't be touching that one myself.
We've been a bit unfortunate in the last few Friday nights. Have been pretty unentertaining football across the continent, really. So it hasn't helped us. It hasn't helped us at all.
We can't always just be goals, can it?
No, but a few more.
It'd be nice if it was, obviously.
Actually, it was something I was thinking during the week when we had our Wednesday bet along, and I thought, is there a chance that the Friday one might fall a bit flat just because there were such big games during the week, and it's like some of those big Champions League weeks or things like that. The Friday games always seem to be a bit more anticlimactic.
Lull, like before the weekend, after the Champions, before the Saturday football.
Yeah.
Actually, while I was looking through my dodgy box schedule there, just seen GGG is fighting tonight, which is a bit of an odd one, but for Friday night. But
I missed that completely.
I don't know who the guy is he's fighting. I'm not going to lie. Your man's unbeaten, and I don't know anything about him. So it's not anything I can go in on. But you'd imagine GGG is massive favourite. But it's rather a nice thing to have to watch on a Friday night.
Yeah. Do you even look at the odds? Like what?
I'll take a look here now. But like, there's a big fight tomorrow night. Canelo's fighting.
128. He is.
Yeah, I don't know anything. I've never even heard of Camille Meta.
No, neither.
But yeah, you imagine GGG will win that handy enough. But a decent fight tomorrow night between Alvaro Canelo and Callum Smith. Like, but
Yeah.
like Canelo's not going to get beaten on American soil. I wouldn't have thought. But
looks a bit tighter. I mean, he's 1-6, which
I mean,
is open enough. As you see, a lot of these boxing fights, they often are 1-10 or even tighter.
Smith is ridiculous. Like he's got probably a 6-inch reach advantage on Canelo at the weight, but like he's like a stick. But like when Canelo connects to the body, he's probably just gonna break him in two.
Have you seen that video?
Game suspended.
Canelo training PK. Have you seen the video of him training and then it's sliced in with clips of his fights?
No, can't say that.
Very impressive video. Just like him kind of ducking underneath the heavy ball and stuff like that, and then just arms down by his waist, ducking punches in the ring. It's kind of a showboaty video, but it's very entertaining.
Yeah, it's pretty.
Actually, a lot of those boxing YouTube kind of montage videos, they're well put together. They always have a decent beat in the background, and playing through it, and some good footage. Like boxing's great for that sort of highlight reel footage. Obviously, like if your knockout punches and the rest of it. Like,
kind of getting ruined though with all these fucking idiots like YouTubers, like Logan Paul or whatever his name is coming out. So like,
or them, to be honest.
I mean, isn't it Mayweather who's ruining it though by actually taking that fight? Like it's
yeah. But
Mayweather's been making a mockery of boxing for 10 years, like turning down fights and all that stuff. Like it's I was actually going to say when you said you don't know who Golovkin is fighting tonight, BK, that they're all so managed now. They build up these 30-win records. No one's ever heard of them. They've just fought nobodies, and it's such a contrived kind of industry standard at the minute that it's hard to enjoy it.
Keeping your stats up, like keeping your win record up, it's all like fearing a defeat, because then your what do you call it, your money, your percentage is going to drop in your next fight. Like you got to build up to the big one and make your fucking payday from that. Like
but even like when I was growing up, I remember like the box office was like proper box office, whereas now like fellas get, as you said, it'll be like 15 wins against nobodies, and all of a sudden they're on the box office and they're being charged fucking 25 quid a fight. Like it's ridiculous.
Yeah, but then they can say he's whenever Josh was defending his belt against an undefeated contested it.
Exactly. Make it look like it's something.
But it's like every sport, they're just getting watered down now to kind of have the big headline. It's pretty poor.
It is. It's. But that's it. When you do like, and you look at it and you don't know the other guy who's fighting, it's just like, well, what's the point? Like
Yeah.
I mean, like even Joshua last week, like that's against a guy that's 39 and on his way out. Like his best years are even behind him. So it's just a waste. Like it's an annoying sport in the sense that you can never get the best against the best. At least who was it that fought a couple of weeks ago? Earl Spence and Garcia, wasn't it? Like they're decent fights. Like at least they're they're competitive fights. The rest of them is all just muck. I think
they started to give the fighters or the camps the sort of power to turn down fights. That's when it all just unraveled.
I mean, like the word mandatory means nothing anymore in any of the organizations. Like it'll still get overruled for a money fight or anything like. It's annoying, is what it is. Because there's so many good fights out there that people just want to see, like Earl Spence and Terence Crawford, but Aram's never going to let that happen because it just might expose Crawford against someone that's actually at his level. But who knows?
PK, this Wasps are leading 26-14 here now.
Nice.
Yeah, they look to have a bit more control on the game the last 5 or 10 minutes.
It's a once it goes 2-score, like the life will definitely go out of Montpellier.
Well, I tell you now, Montpellier are going back at them since conceding that tried. They don't seem to be giving up. I
Stop
absolutely.
making me look stupid, lads. Jesus.
I'm exactly the same as you. Every time Wasps take the lead, I think this is it. Like, yeah, they're just going to run away with it now. But yeah, Montpellier are giving them a go. In fairness to them. So yeah, they're 12 points up. So we've a bit of comfort. And once it gets to that 2-point lead, Montpellier aren't going to be chipping away at 3-point penalties. Like they'll be, going all out try, which is good for a handicap bet because it's, they're kind of going for broke a bit. Like they're not going to, just get within that 8 points. They're going to be going for the try.
Gary has stepped away from the rest of the show, and just for our regular viewers, they'll know that is kind of his modus operandi. He'll set us up for something and then step back into the shadows, Homer Simpson style. And we're sitting here now with a bet that nobody wanted on Preston North End, and Gary is turned off for the night. So we'll get used to that.
To be fair, we haven't got the goal we need in Serie B either, so wait for that to come in and we can start.
Actually, I had a bet that I'd forgotten about earlier that involves a goal in the Anderlecht match. And I just went in, I was like, oh, what's this cash out? And I've clicked into it, and I've actually been glued to that. And it's actually very open PK. But they're just the keeper, the keepers are making good saves, and the finishing is maybe leaving a little bit to be desired, but there's plenty of action in there. But it's 87 minutes now and goalless, so
very
what I'm looking at here, it's 89 minutes and goalless, so I think you might be a bit behind and less likely to get that goal.
Turn that off now and just focus on Frosinone.
I won't say any more on it.
I used to watch matches, and someone has got the smartphone, not back when not everybody had smartphones, and you're watching the internet and you're like a full 90 seconds behind, and then you see someone just roll their eyes or stop paying attention, the game is over. You're like, oh. It actually reminds me, when we used to watch horse races when myself and yourself were even less experienced in that. And our mutual friend MOK and Healy, and you go into the bookies with them and you're still trying to figure out which one of the horses is your horse. And then
what color is my jockey?
Yeah. And they just scrunch up the paper and throw it in the bin, and you're like, right, pretty good chance we're not winning.
The race isn't over yet. Yeah. They just know. It's brutal.
Yeah. I've
even seen that sort of reaction when the horse you've backed, he isn't like winning the race, but he's only half a length behind, and they're just like, no, he's whatever, chomping on the bit or something, or some fucking horse.
Or the opposite of that, yeah.
Or maybe the opposite, yeah. He's come off the thing, or
Yeah, that's one. Yeah, when they're forcing him along and he's not going anywhere, and he's already used up his energy reserves. I don't see it, to be honest. As clearly as, but the fact that I'm pretty much half blind, like I'm in dire need of getting glasses, so I can barely differentiate one animal from the next. Never mind how he's actually racing.
One animal from the next.
Yeah, remember the one that our friend who has a friend who's a professional bettor, and he sent on a horse a month or two ago. Do you remember that one?
I remember you telling me about it afterwards. Yeah.
Oh yeah, that was yeah, when I lumped my account, it was 5-1 or 4-1. I lumped my account on him, but then I was sitting at home because I was, biggest bet.
To the viewers, that's ill-advised. But anyway,
yeah. I was going on a bad run, which also makes it ill-advised. I was just like, right, kind of going big or going home here. But then the race was coming on the phone, and I couldn't see. Genuinely couldn't tell which horse was which. So I said, right, I'm going to throw on. I think I threw on Coral TV on the widescreen TV just to get it. But the race had started on my phone. When I put it up on the TV, they were only going behind. So it was like a full 4 or 5 minutes. So I just made the decision to turn the phone off, put it down, face down. Yeah. Just watch it from the sofa. I felt sick for half the race. I was just like, God, it was such a stressful way to watch things.
Did it win?
Yeah, he absolutely stormed it home. He was just sat in second the whole way, because exactly how you'd want a race to go.
Yeah, just
riding comfortably, sat in second, and then 3 furlongs out, just blitzed it.
I feel most horse races I've got on, I'm on that mug in front that everybody knows isn't going to win, but I'm still cheering on.
You never want your horse to go out in front.
Yeah.
Even though it might be different horses, like, some horses like to take it from the front, like, and that's what they like to be like, and they race better prominent. But you laughing away at that. But you never want to see them there either, though. You're just like, oh, can we
Also,
just sit in behind? Just
the one that play spot that we talked about, PK, at the start of the show, for any of our watcher viewers who are left online at the end of this hour, we had a big play spot, or actually a jackpot, a pick six in the UK racing last week, and in the first race we decided we just bank on that and just go where the money goes. So we watched it, and there was two kind of joint favourites all afternoon, and right before the off, one of them kind of the price took a dive. We were like, okay, and just as we put on our 800 lines, the third favourite got a bit of money. We'd already put the bet on, and Healy actually said, he's like, oh, there's money in for, forget the name of it. And the race started, and our guy was sitting out in front, and I actually texted, and I was like, I hate front runners. And Healy was like, especially this horse in this kind of race. And I just felt sick. And then the race went, that was a 2 miler, so it lasted a bit of time. And then, like 3 furlongs out, the one that the money came at the last second. So we were miles ahead of the pack. This fella then just started coming up behind, and then 2 furlongs out.
It's so inevitable that that's.
I just actually could feel the boil coming up my throat, and then the last half a furlong, it just absolutely pissed past us.
How did you have 800 lines and only one horse in the first race? Did you just cover the later?
Yeah, so we went 1-3-1, almost, something to that effect.
It's an interesting tactic.
Yeah, we actually talked about it. I don't want to say this stuff online, having never discussed it with the other people in the group, but like myself and Slats would be by miles the less experienced horse betters.
Well, my horse has experience, yeah. Just be
than these two, but I don't agree with that place pot strategy at all. Like,
I don't mind it, and I just need to think about, you're like, essentially, if you get through the first race, you're in a great position. But the problem there is that you, as you just said there, you didn't know who to take in the first race.
Charlotte scored. Not that matters to any of you, but it matters to me.
That's good. Jesus, that was deep into injury time, was it?
92nd minute.
Nice.
You
needed any goal there, or you needed them to win?
No, I needed any goal, and now I need a Frosinone winner.
Well, I hope you get that anyway.
Yeah, it'd be much like for basically this stage. I want my pot back. What I'm really looking for is the Frosinone winner for our other thing.
Just in this Wasps, the rugby match, like Montpellier were up on Wasps on their line. They had a couple of 5-meter scrums with penalties in each of them. Wasps had a player in the bin, like the yellow card, and it was just penalty. You were going, if Montpellier get another penalty here, it's going to be a penalty try. And Wasps brought on a sub prop and ended up getting a penalty on the next scrum their way, which you do. Sometimes it happens. The ref just gets a bit sick of favouring one team or something and just gives
all the time. It's so frustrating when you're like, how has he just given this the other way?
I was only keeping half an eye on it, and it did look now, in fairness, as if this prop did come on and make a difference, and Wasps got a bit of movement in the scrum and drove Montpellier back. But it was just a big swing in terms of that spread.
Score, yeah.
Yeah. But PK, you were asking me a question about the play spot, were you?
I just said that you weren't, like, it seemed like when the way you went about it, you weren't confident who to take in the first race, and it seems mad to put on 800 lines to think that you're taking a flyer in the first race. I get it.
It was one of the biggest ever pots. I think that was the logic that we went in, and then so Gary and Healy kind of are of the opinion that you got to get an edge one way or the other, and taking all or most of the field in one of the races is a way of doing that, and that you've got a pretty good chance of but if you can follow, like, basically if we'd waited another 30 seconds, we would have seen the money come for this other guy. And
it would have been on the right horse. It was just that the money came so late.
But I put it on, I think it was a 4 p.m. start, and it was 3:59, but 3:58 something, and then put it on.
Was this a win jackpot, or was it a
win? Win jackpot. So that's actually what I was going to say, is that obviously when it's 800 grand, I'd be tempted. Of course, I'd be tempted, but I think I'm going to stay away from them myself. To be honest, I don't. Any tiny little bit of success I've had with the pots is always on the plays pots. It's just you need a huge bankroll to really go after those other ones.
Yeah, that's it. You end up pumping such an amount of money into it.
The place pots are a fun little bet for if you can just if you can small stake and get a couple of ones in the first couple of races.
I think that's it. I think you can get more enjoyment of the sweat if you're in at a kind of low enough level on a play spot, but you end up being at such a high stake on the win pick six that and you don't end up getting the sweat because you have to win every race. You end up out after 1 or 2 races. It's just.
I think I won. What was it on in play spot one time? Off something like a tenner, or off 8 lines. I think I won 600 quid or something. It was nice. I think my logic was the last race I said if I get this far, I didn't know who to take in it, so I took the 2 outsiders of a 4-horse race because the only thing that gets placed in a 4-horse race is the winner. So I took the 2 outsiders, knowing that if it was still there, I couldn't pick a winner, and I was like, I couldn't pick the ones I wanted in the race, and then so I picked the 2 outsiders, knowing that if either of these win, the pot's gonna be bigger because obviously people get knocked out of it by favourites. And luckily, the outside of the field won it, and it pumped it up massively.
Like that's how I got into them. Me and Stats were looking at these a lot during the summer, and like obviously, again, I've no claim to be knowledgeable when it comes to horse racing, but my point is that if you're going to find an edge, it's very unlikely you're going to find it through your knowledge of racing, because other people out there will have that knowledge or more knowledge. And it was ones like that where people would say, oh, you can bank on 1 or 2 races. But if you do that over time, you're not going to get any kind of edge because it's like everyone's kind of doing it. Like, so those examples, those 4 or 5 horse races where there's only 1 or 2 place, or like, counting the place, that when they go, like, you see them all, like I'd say well over half the odds-on horses I've seen in my life don't win.
Exactly. In them smaller fields, you're better off probably taking.
Yeah, you see like 4 to 9, 11 to 8, 15 to 1, 25 to 1. Those kind of markets. There's only 4 of them. Like, it's well over half of them if that 4 to 9 doesn't win, and probably the other 2 do way better than the odds would imply on the 2 long shots as well. So if you want to get to place those days. That's kind of where I was looking at it. So I think when we talked about it, that I haven't got the mathematical computing skills to actually test this out over a large period of time. But I think if you to look at the biggest place pop results, like the biggest dividends, it would be days that have small fields with huge favourites. Because he's not going to play, like you said, if there's 5 or if there's 3 places, he's probably going to place this 4 to 9 guy. But all he has to do is get pipped into second, and then he's out of the pot in the other one.
Exactly. So
this Frozen Only game is descended into absolute mess, by the way. Tackles flying in, and the ball is just bouncing around the middle. So I think we could be out of luck.
Looking dodgy, giving us 88 minutes and 84 minutes in Preston, and no goal there either.
Yeah.
No,
those 2 Dutch games did end up with both teams scoring. It's 2-2 and 2-1 and the other. Would have been a bit of a sweat there. I didn't actually end up on it myself, but the call for the accumulator of both teams to score in both matches came in at least.
That's nice. What was that, evens?
Yeah, it was evens, and it did seem like a safe bet. Like, I don't really like relying on 4 teams to score a goal for an evens bet, but it did look likely. It was hard to pick anything from that game outside of both teams to score, which is why I was kind of suggesting that a double draw, because I think it was like 20th versus 18th and 15th versus 16th or something like that. So equally poor teams.
Bilbao just scored to go 1 up in the 86th minute in their game too. So I think that's the 2 advised bets from Wednesday night that I had are both.
Oh, you did say Bilbao actually, yeah.
Bilbao to win and both teams to score in the German game. So not a bad wee double.
Oh,
nothing major, but
shouting there.
Mine were pretty poor calls now. I thought both teams had scored in Belgium, and it was a 92nd minute first goal of the game, and then this absolute car crash in Serie B. So
What's
I mean,
this? There's been like 33 shots.
yeah,
0 goals.
yeah.
You're going to hit those occasionally, but it feels
It just
unlucky
feels like
anyway.
such a kick, yeah, when it does.
Oh yeah, it's like such an open game, so many shots, and everything you mentioned too with handballs and fouls and so on. No penalties.
Yeah. Yeah. There's going to be quite a bit of added. 5 minutes just got added on. I was hoping for maybe 7, to be honest, after that fight, but
Preston just had a good breakaway chance. Man just blazed it over the bar.
well, it's injury time corner for Frosinone. They've looked pretty decent from their corners up until now, so naively optimistic here. There's going to be something come of it. The usual cardiology now as well in the box. Everyone's pushing. So hopefully this doesn't just become a free out when the ball gets swung in.
It seems like it nearly always does. Certainly compared to a penalty in, like it's an easy call for the ref.
Preston keeper just made a brilliant save. Yeah,
That's it.
just not dropping for us on this one.
No.
I mean, who would have bet Frosinone thing would end it in Lynn?
But there's still 4 minutes left. Don't give up yet.
Well, I'm
But
not giving up. I'm just saying.
I'd say it's massive odds for a goal in that match at this stage. I never really look at that market though. Like injury time goals.
7-1 on Bet365.
It's a bit stingy, really.
I mean, it's crazy stats when you look at it on just on Flash Score. Between them, they've had 32 attempts on goal and only 2 on target, and they were both from Salernitana in the first half.
Yeah, well, Bet365 is showing 4 shots on target now. Wasn't only 1.
I mean, that's crazy.
Yeah, the 2 hitting the woodwork were great chances that didn't count, obviously, as shots on target. The 2 potential penalties, It's obviously a useful statistic, but it doesn't always paint the whole picture. Oh, that has to be a penalty. How is that not a penalty? He just got pushed over from behind. Like, just stopped running on the ball and just got shoved over. It's a breakaway for us, so this could be us in luck here.
Not looking great in the old
I just can't believe I'm going to record this. No, they're not showing the penalty. It's just a bizarre. Here we go. Oh, man. Yeah, I'm going to share that in the group. It was the most obvious penalty.
I think Wasps could be sealing it here. They're over the line. Maybe they were held up, but there's like 2.5 minutes left. And at worst, they're going to have a 5-meter scrum with a 12-point lead. So I think that 8 points is looking pretty safe now. If that's any consolation, PK.
Oh, it is. Sorry, I'm watching the Bristol Preston game here for.
Oh, I know you were. Yeah.
No, that's okay. I won't be down one each night anyway, so that's all right. Another shot way off target. Jesus.
Maastricht went up 3-1 anyway, so the draw double there wouldn't have come off. But
I need to fucking have to get a goal alert on my phone here, and of course it's Bilbao again. Fucking idiots.
Fuckers. Well, I mean, at least it's not 1-1 in that match. At least you're double on that, and both teams to score in Germany came in.
Yeah.
I just sent in a video into the group, lads. Have a look at the non-penalty at the end of that. It's just absolutely. It makes no. He just runs up behind him and just shoves him over. Doesn't get the ball in the box. It's comical.
I mean, yeah. He's just ran into him.
But he races up behind him and does it. Like there's no. Oh God.
He doesn't make any attempt to play the ball, and he just runs into him. It's definitely a penalty.
Doesn't get near the ball. Doesn't like you said? Doesn't even go for it. It's just.
I mean, So there's anyone watching out there that you were talking there earlier, Albedo, about that horse that won that time? I suppose there's probably some people wondering how you get in the know, like in this, this sort of info, like where do you get it from? And I'm not going to lie to you, I'm wondering too, as a friend of the stream, I'm wondering where does this, how does a man get a hold of this sort of information? 'Cause I would definitely, I don't remember having
the stream. Well,
I
to
don't
be
remember.
honest, I'm actually a step removed as well. So
Oh, I know that. I'm just
I don't
saying,
get, like, quite often I will hear about them in the sense of Gary will say, "Did you hear about such and such?" And I will say, "No, I haven't heard it." And then,
oh, keeper just made a great save for Bristol in the pressing game. He should have scored. Anyway, go on. Sorry, the Frosinone
Doesn't
game.
matter.
it's suspended
we're
here. Is it Frosinone over? Is it?
Oh well, it's 5.5 minutes up to 5 minutes injury time or up.
The ball is in the box here and it's suspended.
That's full time.
The keeper has it gone. Well. Oh, well, that was unfortunate.
No, I was just having a jibe there. I think my point.
I know. Like,
Some people are probably wondering, like, oh, these guys are, privileged, and I go, well, some of them are privileged because I'm not sure.
It's like the problem is, and me and Staff have talked about this as well, that you as in one, people generally only hear about the winners. Like, in that Angles group, for example.
Yeah.
This time of the year goes a bit quiet, but there's days where there's 6 or 7 horses a day mentioned. And then you might, there's at least between 25 and 50 a week. Same with the NFL touchdown scores. That one drives me mad because it's just name after name after name after name thrown in.
There's a spreadsheet and there's like any amount of permutations covered in it, and I'm like, what?
Yeah, and then all these booms get thrown around, and you're like, hold on, how did you pick? And then
Somebody
6 or 7 lads will be thrown in at booms on a 20-1 double touchdown score, and you're like, how did you pick that out of the noise? So I do have a suspicion that some people are booming
out of the noise. I agree with you.
Honestly, I don't know. It could just be.
It's trying to see the wood through the trees, and I'll be looking, going, where did this bet come from? And
yeah.
There is definitely a lot of selective memory in gambling. Like,
it's the same in every group. Same in every group. You never cheer your
all these winners I had, and the losers are easier to forget. Wasps scored in the last minute. They're actually up by 17 points. So what was that handicap?
16.5. Yeah.
So they hit the conversion, so they've actually won by 19. But geez, they left it late, like last play of the game to beat the handicap. But yeah, our handicap of 8 points walked in. Now, I do wonder, like, would Montpellier have actually played as well had they kept 15 players on the pitch? I do think it did give them a spark and something to kind of play for, because outside of playing for them, for each other or whatever, for the team, for the occasion, I don't think they really have much in terms of the competition.
Yeah,
they were going to be bringing much to it, but geez, they gave it a good go, and they don't deserve to have lost that by 19 points at all.
Rugby is like rugby, same as NFL. Anything where you can get, 5, 6, 7 points.
For the score. Yeah,
it can be a great match, and the scoreline looks like you got stuffed.
Yeah, like if that was a game of soccer, it was like 4-2 or maybe even 3-2. I count Wasps tries.
It's such a hard way to convert that over, because that was a 4.5 to 3.7.
But just in terms of tries scored, I think it was 4-2. So that's not a hammering, but 33-14 just looks like they destroyed them.
Yeah. Well, look, the Preston North End game is still chugging along, but our bets have